LGBTQ community. There are people from all ethnicities, racial groups, and religious groups. And everyone just kind of comes together in this, it sounds cliche, but melting pot. And we all just kind of accept one another and coexist. And it's really nice because I get to go to school with kids who are from all walks of life, racially, socioeconomically, there's every aspect of diversity that you can imagine. So for once, I don't feel like a statistic, but I just kind of get to be friends with kids of all kinds, and it doesn't really matter what race you are, which is something special, especially in this day and age. I'm Christina Jones, I'm 17 years old, and currently we're in a park where I live in Millburn, New Jersey. I just love the tolerant community that I live in, and being a biracial person, that means a lot to me. My mother is from Sweden. I've grown up as a child of two cultures, and with that in mind, I have a fairly unique perspective on American life because my white side is non-American and my American side is not white. There are definitely people in the US who do not want kids like me to exist, who don't want a love between an African American and a Caucasian. But I'm living proof that they're wrong. In terms of being an African American young woman in the United States, I'm not necessarily free, considering that women of color sometimes make 67% of what a white man would make for the same job. And Hillary Clinton is running for president, and even though she's one of the most qualified people to run for president since Thomas Jefferson, she still gets criticized for some emails that she sent, which many other presidents have sent, just because of her gender. And the fact that African Americans still have to constantly prove themselves and prove their worthiness and always fear for their lives that the police officers, the people who are supposed to be protecting us as citizens, are the ones that are going to hurt them. So then, with all that considered, no, I am not free yet. And neither is anyone like me. The only people that are free right now are old, straight, white Christian men. I am proud to be an American. I love this country. I know that there's a lot of good in this country, but there's a lot that I want to change about this country. I want to change how many groups of people are subjected to incredible amounts of racism, discrimination. I want to change how many people are suffering in poverty these days, how many people don't know if their homes are going to be foreclosed because they can't afford the lifestyles that they've supposedly been able to afford according to banks, only to find out that they can't. There's so much wrong with this country that plenty of people around the world don't have a problem seeing. It's ridiculous that someone my age, who's a year away from going to college or trade school or just starting their career, has to worry about being able to find a job, and once they find that job, to be able to keep the job and have job security, or to just not be able to consider higher education at all because they can't get a loan, or they'll never be able to pay back the loan because interest is so high. I think that our country has a lot of work to do, and I want to be a part of a generation that makes those changes.